you?
Yeah, I'm good. Good afternoon, Buffet. So nice to see you. And
Of course. I miss you so
it's such
much.
a hot, it's such a hot afternoon, but I think we'll be able to get through it gloriously.
Of course. I mean,
Okay.
the main reason why I wanted you to be part of this series is, of course, to inspire others through your journey, through your career, through what inspires you daily. And most especially now, I know as a journalist, it is tough to get the right stories, to get the real news, to be able to tap in, exclusive interviews. So, of course, it's close to my heart, the pageant industry. And I want to firstly ask you, why did it become your passion? And did you always want to be a journalist?
Mafe, when I was barely 10 years old and we won the first Miss Universe for the country, it got me interested in
Uh-huh.
pageantry. Then just a few years later, we won another Miss Universe crown.
Right.
And that was more than enough to fuel the passion
Mhm.
for pageantry. But do keep in mind, I am not a born journalist. My profession is actually a psychologist. I'm more of a
Wow.
clinical and industrial psychologist. It just so happens that my parents started me with the love for reading at a very early age.
Uh-huh.
So that really started me off in writing,
Mhm.
keeping diaries, journals, wala pang online journals then. And it snowballed into something that would make me write on and off in between my work. And when
Mhm.
I retired full-time from corporate work last 2015, I decided it's high time to focus full-time
Mhm.
on pageantry.
Right.
Mafe, before most of these beauty queens become beauty queens, they've already become my friends.
Yeah.
And when you become friends with these ladies, I always tell this even to the young ones that I try to coach in local and provincial pageants. I am very protective,
Yeah.
especially of the ladies. I'm very protective. I remember this is just one story. I won't tell you who the beauty queen is anymore.
Okay.
We were judging in this pageant in the Visayas,
Mhm.
and usually after a provincial pageant is over, the organizers would bring you to a very late night dinner,
Right.
because the pageants there are so long that you get really hungry
Mhm.
afterwards. So we went to this resort where the dinner was served, and then um, the beauty queen with us, she instinctively sat on a table that was empty because she didn't want to be with a big crowd.
Okay.
So after 15 minutes, we noticed that some men are already trying to approach her because
Mhm.
seeing that she was sitting alone, okay, and this girl was only 18 or 19 at the time.
Uh-huh.
So I pulled in one of the organizers who happens to be a friend of mine, and we said, let's sit with her because I can already see some DOMs trying
Right.
to break the barrier somewhere.
Uh-huh.
So in short, we sat beside the girl and we pulled her out of the table. Don't sit there, sit with us.
Mhm.
So that anything unfavorable is avoided. So I try to really protect the girls. There's just
Yeah.
even one other instance wherein the press presentation of a national pageant, I won't tell you what pageant anymore.
Uh-huh.
Um, the girls were asked to parade, of course, in their two-piece swimwear.
Mhm.
It so happened at the time that the swimwear used was from a relatively new designer. And the fitting was done only on that very hour that the
Oh
press presentation
no.
was being held. So I really felt sorry for some of the girls without caps that
Mhm.
the fitting of their swimwear was really bad. When I say bad, Mafe, I'm not saying bad in the sense that it was too tight. It was really very
Small.
revealing. It's
Okay.
very revealing.
Right.
And I every time one girl would step out and I feel that something should be hidden,
Uh-huh.
I would instinctively ask someone, "Is there a towel there? I want to wrap a towel around this girl because
Yeah.
the photographers are really having a feast day,
Uh-huh.
taking her photos and everything."
Mm-hmm.
So that is me. That is I'm very protective. Actually, even in male pageants, I'm very protective also.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why um, the difference between female pageants and male pageants, for me, female pageants, they call me Tito Norman.
Yeah.
In male pageants, you know what they call me?
Tita.
Tatay Norman.
I thought.
They call me Tatay. You know why? There's a very good reason for that.
Uh-huh.
Because the minute you establish a relationship with a male candidate in a very parental way, and they call you tatay in the process, then the lines of authority are set very clearly so that
Mm-hmm.
nothing will really happen. No hanky panky. There's a reason
Mm-hmm.
also why I haven't been um, bashed about like, oh, you're part of the organizers of this pageant. You must have done something
Mm-hmm.
on the side. And no, you can check all the backgrounds. I haven't done anything. My record is very clean. So that's the protective side of me, ma'am.
Right. I appreciate that because that's my same sentiment in regards to pageants. Now being so much older, I understand what the pageants are all about. Of course, for me, it's all about giving back. But at the same
Mhm.
time, I think I was put also in the platform to protect future candidates, future aspiring models, and whatever in that kind of scene, because it's not always great. You have to be ready, or
True.
you have to identify when it is not safe for you, right?